Over the weekend, I asked this question in the YouTube community comment section: what music other than 21 Pilots do you guys like to listen to? And I got a lot of responses back. I believe there are over 50 comments on this video at the time of me recording this, which is super awesome. A lot of people said many artists spanning the whole wide range of music. And I asked, hey, would you guys like to see me do a video on the other artists I like to listen to outside 21 Pilots? And a lot of people said yes. So I'm super excited for this video because we get to do one of my favorite things: have a discussion about music, having a discussion about what we like in music, which is a really awesome conversation. So good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? First off, I hope you're having a good day today. Hope it is going well and hope it continues to go well. Here are my 10 favorite bands that I like listening to outside of 21 Pilots. And going with this video, I actually created a Spotify playlist, which will be linked down in the description box below, of 11 of my favorite bands. That is what the playlist is called. And why 11? Well, I threw in 21 Pilots in there because, of course. And I threw in my favorite 21 Pilots song, Add with a Pen, and I threw in one song from each artist we're going to be talking about today, so that way you can go see what they're like, listen to what is currently my favorite song from these artists. So let's get right into it, but first, a couple of honorable mentions. A lot of people said artists that I do like, and a lot of people said Half Alive, J. Joseph, AJR, Harry Styles, and a lot of other artists that I do like to listen to. Those four mainly being the honorable mentions. So I tried making the 10 artists naming in this video unique to what I didn't see in the comments that I absolutely love. I'm pretty sure one person said one of these artists I'm going to list, but here are my 10. This list is in no particular order since these are just 10 artists I enjoy, but we are starting off with this one because these people were the reason why I picked up guitar in the first place, and this group was the first album I ever bought. This artist is Metallica. I love Metallica so much. There's one point in history where I could tell you their entire history, all the way from Kill 'Em All to their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, even a little bit before their first album. I watched many documentaries. I watched how they made Death Magnetic, how they made Hardwired, the year in the life of Metallica, how they made the Black Album, the S&M documentary. All of this stuff. Tried many hours learning their songs, trying to pick up speed so that way I could play Master of Puppets, Battery, Ride the Lightning, all of them. So good. And I've been recently getting back into them because I can listen to music for fun again, and it's just a nice nostalgic trip down memory lane. In the background of all my Joseph Versailles Band videos, I have a Garage Inc. poster that's really beat up, as well as a Master of Puppets poster, and a Big Four poster with Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax on it too. Song I'm going to recommend is my favorite Metallica song. Controversially, it's off the Reload album, which is in their 90s non-thrash era, and that is The Memory Remains. Absolutely love that song. I don't know why about it, but it just pulls me in, grabs me by my throat, and says, get ready to rock. And bonus points if you listen to the S&M version. Metallica with an orchestra, absolutely amazing. And For Whom the Bell Tolls off of S&M 2, also chef's kiss beautiful. Funny enough, as I'm recording this, another artist that I really love, Post Malone, just released his new album that I'm going to listen to as soon as we're done here. Post Malone, another honorable mention. Moving from the Bay Area all the way to Texas, we have our next group, Los Lonely Boys. They are, as they describe themselves, a Texican rock band comprised of 3 brothers, very influenced by the Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Carlos Santana, and they are phenomenal. Their most well-known song is a song called Heaven, which you may or may not have heard of. My dad first introduced me to this group way back when I was a wee lad, I want to say in 2006 or 2005-ish, and I was so taken aback by the guitar playing because it was absolutely phenomenal. Henry Garza is one of the most underrated guitar players within the past 20 or 30 years. So I'm going to recommend you a couple of songs. So the one that's on the playlist is mainly instrumental. It's called Onda, off of their debut self-titled album. But if you want to hear something with singing, I highly recommend their entire album, Forgiven. It is such an amazing album, one of my favorite albums of all time. And or I'm going to recommend you Heaven, A Crazy Dream, as well as their entire Forgiven album. It's an amazing album. And from Texas, we're going to hop into the sea, where we're going to live for a little bit, because I'm going to recommend you a sea shanty group, because I love me some sea shanties. By far, one of my favorite groups at the moment in the sea shanty revival are the Longest Johns. They really have spearheaded and forefronted this whole change and revival of the sea shanty movement, and they do amazing a cappella stuff. They're even great instrumentalists. They are from England, and they're an amazing group. They play Sea of Thieves. They do live stuff on YouTube. The most well-known shanty in the moment is the Whalermen. They have a version of that. What I'm recommending to you is the song Santiana. Absolutely amazing. The incredible deep low register that happens in there also. And even on, I can recommend you their cover of Old Maui, which is one of my favorite shanties of all time. Randy Dandio, On the Railroad, and Got No Beard, which I love too. But Santiana, definitely a go-to. And now for the band which is the most like 21 Pilots on this playlist. A band that I'm surprised didn't get said more, and a band you all should know. This is Mute Math, aka the band of Juan Todd Gummerman, who is one of the current guitarists and keyboardists of 21 Pilots, as well as Paul Meany, the main producer off of Trench, as well as 21 Pilots musical director for the live stream experience. Mute Math is amazing. They are one of the best bands in my opinion. It's amazing what they're able to create. Everything from their debut album Mute Math all the way to Play Dead. It's all fantastic. It's so amazing. And a lot of people might know their song Spotlight thanks to Twilight. They opened for 21 Pilots before, during the Blurry Face era, and just Mute Math is amazing. Go listen to Mute Math. Highly, if you want to listen to like some great guitar stuff, go listen to Odd Soul, Blood Pressure, Walkie Paranoia, Allies. All those are great. Vitals is a great album, and they have a series on the Mute Math channel. I'm talking about some of these songs, including the song I'm going to recommend to you, Used To. It is a song that strikes heavily with my core. The process of making it is super interesting. Musically phenomenal. It features the synth from Jumpsuit in the pre-choruses, and Used To is just fantastic. There is one if I could interview Paul Meany and pick his brain about music, that would be amazing, and I wish I could do that one day. This next band is Lovely's favorite rock band, and it has a guitar player which is one of the main influences on my guitar playing. This is Queen. What's there to say about Queen that already hasn't been said about Queen? Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor, John Deacon, Brian May are some of the most amazing musicians that have ever lived. Everything they've done, all the way from their first album Queen all the way up to Freddie's last album Innuendo, absolutely fantastic. There isn't a Queen song that I don't love. I love Bicycle Race, love Fat Bottom Girls, everything off of Night of the Opera, Some Kind of Magic, Innuendo, it's Seven Seas of Rye, everything's amazing. I can go off all day listening to Queen songs that I love. And Brian May as a guitar player, huge influence on my playing. Like all the stuff Brian does with delay, the canon he does with playing all these lines, it's phenomenal. It's the reason why I want another delay pedal. It's the whole reason why I wanted a harmonizer pedal in the first place, and I use Brian May's signature strings, which are 24 karat gold plated on my Chapman and my Les Paul. I love Queen, love Brian so much. What song did I recommend to you guys from Queen? Yeah, that's it. It was one of my favorite Queen songs of all time, one of my favorite Queen guitar riffs, Tie Your Mother Down. While we're on bands that have a huge influence on my guitar playing, this next band certainly has done that, yet they're also the band I most recently just got into. This is the Grateful Dead. I just got into them this year based on my love of another band that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. But man, so much to learn from Jerry Garcia and Bob Weir in terms of guitar playing. All of Bob's rhythm stuff, all of Jerry's lead stuff. I watch many videos trying to learn how to play like them, learning Grateful Dead songs. And as I learn more Dead songs, the more I notice changes in my guitar playing, how I approach solos, how I approach chords. And I've learned how to redial my amp the way Jerry does. And honestly, all my amps sound better in respects. It's nothing secret. You don't have to mod it. Just turn your bass setting all the way to 0. And man, Jerry has some of the most beautiful guitarists in history with Tiger as well. And I can sit here and recommend you Grateful Dead songs for days, like Tennessee Jed, Althea, A New Speedway Boogie, and so much Shakedown, Street Fire on the Mountain, Scarlet Begonias. I can recommend you some of Jerry's solo stuff. But the song I'm going to recommend you today is the most well-known Grateful Dead song. It's the only song that has a music video, which is Touch of Grey. Definitely a very friendly song to get started in listening to the Grateful Dead. And now for something completely different on the opposite end of the spectrum. This is Devin Townsend, one of my favorite modern day guitarists, and just a genius. All the stuff he does with the solo project is absolutely amazing. All the stuff he does with the Devin Townsend project is phenomenal. Just huge prog metal. It is insane. Certainly one of the funniest guitarists too. I frequently go back watching his EMG TV performances as well as his Fishman clinic that he does, which is basically a long Q&A. It's absolutely fantastic. I go back and watch how he made his album Transcendence once per year. I'm going to binge watch the Empath series tomorrow. His guitar tone is immaculate, like just heavy metal sounding, then beautiful cleans with a whole bunch of delay, reverb, and echo. It is amazing. The way he tunes his guitars is pretty unique too, because he tunes to an open C major tuning and or an open B major tuning, which is what this guitar currently is in. I use the guitar exclusively in open C or open B just to learn some Devin Townsend stuff, which is a really hard thing to do. But the thing with open C or open B is that you have 3 strings that are tuned to the same note. So in this case, 3 strings that are tuned to B, 2 strings tuned to an F sharp, then a D sharp at the very top. So you got just have a whole bunch of octaves everywhere, which is insane. All the runs on fingers for sweeps, arpeggios, scales, whatever, they're all the same. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to recommend to you guys listen to is Kingdom, which is my favorite Devin song. Bonus points if you watch the EMG TV performance and or you go watch Willy Wonka and or go listen to his song Deconstruction. If you can listen to Deconstruction, you can listen to most Devin Townsend songs, it'd be fine. Fun fact, Devin Townsend's from Canada, as well as our other band, who is on the completely opposite end of the spectrum, because this is Great Big Sea. This is Canadian Newfoundland folk music, which is kind of in the same realm as sea shanties crossed with Irish folk music, but it's absolutely amazing. It's just such fun music to listen to. Music that makes me happy no matter what mood that I'm in. A whole bunch of great uplifting songs, a whole bunch of sad songs, drinking songs, whole lot of good things. And one of their lead singers, Alan Doyle, I love his solo work as well and songwriting capabilities. And I want to, again, I said before that I would interview Paul Meany. Alan Doyle is another person who I would absolutely love to listen to, along with Sean McCann. All those guys, just so good. Such a great band to listen to. Again, they make me really happy to listen to, and they have great albums. The song I'm going to recommend to you today, I could recommend you Old Black Realm, I could recommend you The Night that Patty Murphy Died, My Apology, their cover of REM's End of the World as We Know It, but I'm going to recommend you one of the songs I listen to almost every day, which is Ordinary Day, a song that will always put me in an amazing mood. Our second to last artist is one of my greatest influence, who is one of the most underrated guitar players of all time, who actually had one of my covers get blocked on YouTube. This is Prince. My dad really loves Prince, and he got me into Prince because Prince is just phenomenal. I remember being in middle school and high school, waiting downstairs to go to school, turning on what at the time was called VH1 Classic, listening and watching Prince music videos, watching Raspberry Beret, watching Seven, watching When Doves Cry, and just so many others. And then of course, watching Purple Rain was one of the most amazing experiences, and just his also the best Super Bowl performance of all time was Prince, without a shadow of a doubt. Of course, this past year's with Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg was really good also, but for Prince's, it rained, and Prince, they asked, hey, what can we do to help you when it's doing this thunderstorm? Prince looked at people dead in the eye and said, make it rain harder. Prince went out and did a lot of other people's tunes. He did like a couple of his, but his set list was mainly comprised of everyone else's songs. It was absolutely fantastic. Many Prince songs I can recommend to you, such as Seven, such as Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, the song Guitar, Bambi, so many things. However, I'm going to recommend to you Let's Go Crazy. And finally, to wrap up our list, longtime viewers of the channel shouldn't be surprised by this last one, but this is my second favorite band of all time. This is Fish. I love Fish so much. My buddy Paul first introduced me to them roughly the January of 2018 or 2019. He showed me two videos. He showed me their performance of You Enjoy Myself, which is one of my favorite instrumentals of all time, and he also showed me Harry Hood. Both these videos were absolutely amazing, and when we first went into lockdown back March in 2020, Fish were doing a series called Dinner and a Movie, where they're pulling concerts out of their archive, because they record every single concert on video, and they would show it for free on YouTube every single Tuesday night. So I would watch Fish, and I would study Trey's guitar playing, I would study Paige's piano lines, Mike's bass playing, John Fishman's drumming, and just, I learned so much from watching them. Week after week after week, I would fall more in love with them, get deeper into their history, and learn their songs, learn them all by ear if I could, and it was such an amazing trip just doing that. And I had the opportunity to go see him live last year, and it was the most amazing live show that I ever seen in Hershey Park. So good. So good. And each one of them has amazing solo projects as well, but all of them together is definitely amazing. So if you want to go listen to Fish, the one I put in the playlist is my favorite Fish song of all time, Limb by Limb. Bonus points if you go listen to the live in Amsterdam version, but if you want to go listen to a Fish instrumental, go listen to one of the most beautiful pieces of all time, Divided Sky. Anyway guys, those were 10 of my favorite artists that I like listening to other than 21 Pilots. Like I said, you can find the playlist full of these recommended songs down in the description box below. Will take you over to Spotify, where you can go listen to them. And yeah, anyway guys, if you didn't already comment on that video, what are your favorite artists you like listening to other than 21 Pilots? And or what genre do you want me to have a favorite artist in? Because odds are I have a favorite artist in every single genre of music. Like favorite country artist, Chris Stapleton, contemporary Christian music, Maverick City, favorite rapper, Tech Nine, heavy metal. I can go on for days about that. New metal, I can go into Disturbed. I can get very specific with this, like hair metal and all this stuff. So if you have any questions, I would love to know down in the comment section below in terms of the musical art. So let me know your favorite artists you like to listen to other than 21 Pilots. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with, not sure what yet, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, and good night, more importantly, have a good day, and I'll see you later.